This thing's running, and whenever you want to, if you'd like me to ask you.
Okay.
Okay.
So you want me to identify the organization I work with,
If
or
you're
what's?
willing.
Yeah, I think so.
And yeah, you can say. People need to know you're a teacher there.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever your title is, yeah.
Okay. And my name? What?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, my name is.
Yeah.
So you can edit for a minute while I get used to being.
Yeah, no problem.
My name is Suzanne Ely, and I'm on the faculty at the Episcopal Divinity School in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And I've been there in some capacity for 15 years, and I think the beginning of the consultancy with Visions actually began right before or around the time that I came to EDS. So I got in touch with or got engaged with Visions work through my work at EDS as a faculty person. And so that's meant that both I've gotten to do my own work through going to 4-day workshops sponsored by the EDS, my EDS, God, I can't talk.
Oh, it's great.
I've gotten to do my own work, going to Visions 4-day trainings several times as an EDS faculty person. And it's also meant that I've gotten a chance to practice leading Visions work as part of one of the courses that we teach there, which uses the Visions 4-day work, the Visions model.
This is great. It's fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll just take whatever works.
Yeah. So let me ask you some questions.
Okay, that's better.
So, what do you think is a positive impact on students? Why do you all teach the Visions content to students? Mm-hmm. It's a choice around time, you have other things you could teach?
Mm-hmm. Great idea. Well, we really feel like it's important that people, as they enter the EDS community as students, that they have a chance to begin to develop language and skills for leading in multicultural spaces, which is where they're going to be, whether they're clergy, ordained, or whether they're lay leaders in the church, or whether they're going to lead in the academy or lead in other nonprofits or other sorts of places in the world. And so this has every incoming student immersed in the Visions content and processes right from the beginning of their time at EDS. What it does, what it allows, over and over and over we hear this, that the course that we teach, which is called Foundations for Theological Praxis, which incorporates Visions material, is one of the most important things that they get to do, that really shifts how they get to use their theological education and how they become leaders out in the world. It creates right away, it begins to create some space for conversations to happen that wouldn't happen otherwise. Because of course, as we know, people are coming from, no matter what things they have in common, they're coming from so many different lenses and backgrounds and experiences that beginning to, right from the beginning, create a space where conversation can happen, where some of what is implicit in people's lives begins to be more explicit, and you can see it and you can talk about it, you can name it and appreciate it and work with it. So it creates that space, first of all, where using, for instance, the guidelines right from the beginning and having people agree to those, to abide by those and to practice those, creates a space where people feel, I can share who I am. It begins to create that space. Second of all, it slows things down. I mean, that's one of the big things about the tools, all the various tools of Visions, the content and the processes, that it is able to kind of pull apart interactions and slow things down so that more can emerge of each person that's in the interaction. It also gives people common language that is used not just in that course, but throughout the curriculum. All the faculty have been trained in Visions. All the new staff, as they come, get a Visions 4-day experience. And so it becomes part of the community language. And then skills are developed as well. So when people leave, they've not only had the foundations experience, which is basically the material that you would come across in a Visions 4-day, but they've had it reinforced in the other arenas of campus life, including worship and their other classes with faculty. So it gives them a kind of a training in for their ministry. Well, can't
Great.
finish that sentence.
No, that's great. Beautiful. Wow. I like that, what you said.
Did I look
got
too
the impact. No,
serious?
I got the impact of it for students. It's really
Did
cool
you?
to hear that that's their, like, powerful takeaway,
Mhm.
right? Because otherwise, yeah, I think the Food Project staff sometimes say that's one of the greatest staff
Mhm.
benefits we gave them.
Mm-hmm.
They gave them a ton of money, but they got personal, tools.
Mm-hmm.
So let me think of a follow-on question with that. Okay, so here's one.
Yep.
So if you think about a student you've had how they say they might have behaved or led without learning this, can you think of any examples or what you think may happen for a student in terms of how they show up with their congregation or in their community for being in your course, doing Visions work? Oh, 1 sec.
That's okay, because it'll take me a second to come up with an answer to that. It's all right. We're pausing for me to think anyway.